Good afternoon, and welcome to Allergic to Stupidity, or A Cuppa with Bev, whichever way. It is Saturday, February the 1st. Need to change my calendar. The tariffs are in. We have been threatened by Donald Trump that if Canada retaliates in any way, shape, or form, he is going to make the tariffs even worse. Does he not understand that's hurting his people even more? Because I, I know Christopher Freeland said, why don't we just tariff Tesla vehicles 100%? Since most people realize that Elon is somebody's right hand man, so to speak. But what's got me concerned, and it's not even allergic to stupidity, though personally this is so stupid, it's ridiculous, is while we're focusing on that tree that grows over my house but it's not really danger to my house for those that were here yesterday, because the tariffs are loud and noisy and they're going to affect us immediately, we're not paying attention to the other thing I was talking about yesterday, and that is that right winged extremist mentality. And it started to quietly rear its ugly head in the States and around the world. But since he's right there, he's really easy. I always told my students he's an easy target. Even my poor American students, I'm going, I'm sorry, but he makes himself a really easy target. And they go, yeah, he does. He has quietly removed the T on all government websites from LGBTQ. Right? So anybody who's trans is suddenly doesn't exist anymore. If we stick our heads in the sand, that problem doesn't exist anymore. It's like the little person who goes, oops, I got a 50 and throws the test in the garbage instead of showing mom. I'll just pretend I didn't get it. I didn't get that 50 or that 30. We have to face our problems. There's consequences to our actions. So you removed him. That's petty. It's disgusting. You're not making anything better. But now it has come to light that if you are going to get a passport or renew your passport, that they will not renew it. They will not process it, is how the article phrased it, if there's been a change in gender. Well, personally, people, I don't really know why my license has to have my gender on it. My license, little driver's license, says I have the legal right to drive a vehicle in the province of Ontario and therefore all of Canada. That's what it says. It doesn't matter if I'm female, male, or somewhere in between. That's what that little piece of paper says. My Canadian passport says I'm a Canadian citizen. Why does it matter what gender I am? It doesn't, because doesn't make a difference. I was just born with certain parts. However, they're not processing them if in any way, shape, or form that gender part has been changed. So you may have been born male, transitioned to female, but because there's been a change from the day you were born to now on the passport, they're not processing them. And the stories have come out that those people who have transitioned to female said, okay, they just put it M, I need my passport. Or like somebody I know, he's got an X on his driver's license. Just then put it to M. I just need my passport. No, we can't process it. Why? Well, we just can't. We're not allowed to. Why? They can't come down to a reason on why they can't be processed. So these people who, for whatever reason, have changed the letter of their gender from M to F to X, because he's taken the X's out, are now lost people. They don't exist. They can't get a passport. They can't travel. They can travel within the States, but they can't travel to Canada, Mexico, Europe. They're stranded. sounds very reminiscent of Hitler and the German Jews, where he forced them to wear the Star of David so they could easily identify it. And then he took away their German citizenship. That passport, Canadian, American, German, UK, doesn't matter, shows your citizenship to your country, whichever country you're in. So I know a gentleman who was American and is now British, humorously swore his allegiance to Her Majesty. He just looked at us all and went, "This sounds really weird considering I'm an American," but Canadians up here, they're now Canadians, have gotten rid of their American citizenship. That passport's important in this world. It shows where you belong. So that if perchance something happens, you can always go. So if something happens to me and I'm overseas teaching, I can just go to the Canadian Embassy, show them my passport, and they go, "Okay, yep, we're back in you. We'll get you home." So I just have to go. So my passport never leaves me. And yet he's made these people in a situation stranded. And that's scary. That is too reminiscent of something that I thought we had learned from. Obviously not. But the other reason it scares me is I've taught at international schools, and some of those kids are Americans. They've come up here for an education. For all of you people who say our Canadian educational system stinks, they come up going, "This one's better." And I'm scared for him. It's a he. Well, he's a he now. I would never have known he was anything but a he. But he was born she. But he's a he now. But his family lives in Texas. So when he comes to Canada to go to school, he has to have that passport. Now, knowing how old he is, his probably still says F on it. I'm not sure that he ever had it completely changed. But for him, I'm scared. What is life and his family? This is the part of the far right. It's the beginning of Project 25. It's terrifying to watch it when it's so close. British friends go, "Oh, it's not that bad." That's because you're on the other side of the pond and you're not living like 200K, if that, from them. You're not talking to your friends in the US where they're starting to go, "Whoa." You're not listening to what's coming out of there. It's filtered. So, today's a day for hot cuppa. Curl up, play my games, get absolutely nothing done. And this is part of it because I'm so wrapped up in watching this news and seeing what he's doing next that my other channel, I had not done anything to it in like 2 months because ever since he got elected, because every time I turn around, there's one more thing coming out of his mouth. I'm going, what is this going to do? I wonder if I could find a community in the far reaches of British Columbia. I'll move there and I'll just stay there for 10 years till this crap and shit finishes. That's what's going through my brain these days. Can I just escape somewhere? But I can't. I mean, yes, I physically could pack up and go someplace. But running away isn't going to solve anything. It's not going to make it better. So, my message for today, my cuppa with Bev's message for today is, while we are wrapped up in the tariffs and we all have our ways of dealing with it and handling it, let's remember to look at the bigger picture and see the other little things that him and his group pushing him are doing. Okay? And remember to not judge a person by anything but their actions. So don't judge my students that happen to be gay or lesbian or trans or whatever religion. Just judge them for their actions. Now, on a humorous note, well, sort of humorous, he decided that I'm not sure. I think he needs to take a few lessons in geography and biology and things like this because I learned this in high school geography. He decided to have the military open up two dams in California because the, they had captured the water behind these dams. And if we opened up the dams and let the water go down the mountains, then that means all those forest fires up in the mountains would be put out. When I told somebody that, he just stared at me, speechless, because that's not how it works. But he said, I tried to tell him 6 years ago that they can't lock up the water or some stupid phrase behind these big dams. Well, now the catch is that all the farmers are scrambling to save the water as much as they can because that water that's behind the dams is released at a higher rate during the summer for all the farmers. It's like, this is the shake my head and go, are you flipping joking me stupidity? Not the Project 2025 where it's scary, stupid. This is not how it works. It really isn't how it works. And talking about the California fires, thumbs up to all our Canadian firefighters who are down there with their water bombers, scooping water out of the lakes or the oceans and dumping it on the fires. So keep it up, guys, and good luck getting it. Not good luck, bad, but go for it and get the fires out. We'll see you. Take care, folks.